So you want to learn about equipment, and this video is for you. Now what I'm going to show you right now is a very exaggerated example of how strong equipment can get. You cannot get this on Global right now. This is my JP account, which I've been playing for months, and that's how I actually have equipment like this. But I just have it open to kind of show that I know my stuff, I know what I'm talking about. I like to point out because a lot of YouTubers right now are just starting playing the game, and they're making guides, and I'm sticking my foot. I've been playing the game for months. I know what I'm talking about. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, gear is, or equipment, how the global version calls it, is pretty much the most important thing in the game if you really like stretch it, because it gives you a lot of stats. Let me make an example, right? This Meliodas, the red Meliodas I have right here, he has 12k 0.7 attack, but if I take off his gear, let me just give him this piece of gear and take it off. How much does just the gear give him? I guess I could just see the number right there, right? But still, he jumped down to 6.1k. 6.1 from 12.7k to 6.1k. So gear is very important. And how do you use it? So as a basic understanding, I have here global, and I'll show some of the stuff in here. But how do you farm gear first, and then let's talk about how do you actually maximize your gear and maximize how good your characters actually are. Now to farm gear, you have to go in battle, equipment, and you just select which one you want. That's pretty much how it goes. Now some of this stuff is locked, as you can see right here. Some of this stuff is locked, and if you're not progressing much in story, you should not have like every piece of gear available, and that's why you actually need to progress with story. Now, finishing friendship on towns will also unlock these chapters. I actually didn't know this before recording right now, but friendshipping your town will also give you availability of these stages, and in these stages you can actually farm the gear. Now, as a beginner player, farming the R gear is arguably the most important thing, but what you can do is you can leave the game autoing this stage and then see what you get. If you can get like a few pieces of SSR, maybe just one piece of SSR is really good. But there's one thing: every single time a town will give you a mission that guarantees you an SSR piece. Now, because it's the beginning of the game, right now I don't know if I have any. If I yeah, I probably don't have any right now, but these are the missions right here. So this one right here, if you unlock more friendship for the cities, again, you need to get friendship if you want to farm gear. I haven't done this on global yet because man, I've been playing the JP for so long, you know. But you need to upgrade your friendship on the towns, and then it will give you these missions that guarantees you SSR gear. If you have like friendship 5, I'm pretty sure it gives you. Let me show you on JP. it's easier. Let me show on JP because it's much easier. So come here. If it loads, right here is the mission. Gives you a guaranteed SSR piece if you just beat this mission 8 times. You just leave it on auto 8 times and boom, you get the guaranteed SSR piece. Now that's a basic way of getting SSR pieces, and you can get this for pretty much everything that matters except crit damage. Now crit damage is very specific, and you only really want to make crit damage equipment sets like later down the line. You don't need it right now. Okay, so how do you maximize your gear? Every single time you put a piece of gear, they tell you how many pieces you need to give it an extra boost. Let me go back on global because now we can, so we can read in English, right? Let me get this Meliodas right here. So I'm a Meliodas. I'm just using this as our gear. Again, have not upgraded much on global, but you can see that if I use 4 pieces of attack gear, it will give me extra 20% attack. If I remove it, take a look at my number, right? If I remove this for an HP gear, I'll lose attack, because 4 pieces of attack gear gives you an extra 20% attack, and that also for defense works as 20%. A very good, just simple guide here on this website, the Grand Cross database. You can see everything. So attack is 4 sets, defense is 2, HP is 4, and these don't really matter. Okay. So, crit rate, crit resistance, everything like this, don't focus on doing this. All you need right now is attack, defense, and HP. And I'll explain more in just a second. But going back in the game, that's pretty much what you have to do to maximize this. Now, one very important thing is that the left side gives you double the stats as the right side. If I come here and change stats, you can see the max of the ring is 140, but the max of this is 200, oh, not double, almost double, I'm sorry. It gives you more, it gives you much more. So, knowing this, it's more important upgrading the left side than the right side, SSR-wise. So, what a lot of people did in the beginning of JP, and I think it's still much better to do, is give the left side your SSR gear. If I pull back on JP, I have like some early gears, pieces of gear sets that I never really upgraded. For example, I'm pretty sure I had one. This one, okay, this is very good. The left side is all SSR, and the right side is C, UC, and R. I have one of each. But why is that? It's because SSR gear. Let me upgrade this SSR gear just so I can show you. Oh, I just wasted that. It's fine. SSR gear can only be rerolled with gems or anvils or upgraded with hammers. But gems, you don't want to be rerolling with gems. Anvils are so prevalent in the end game in this game, it's insane. All the pieces of gear in my JP account, I rerolled with anvils. You don't need to reroll with gems. Do not reroll with gems, please. Don't reroll your gear with gems. But that is why you go for upgrading your R gear in the right side and actually being able to reroll it, because R, C, and UC gear cost gold. Now in the beginning of the game, gold is a little bit of a scarce thing, so if you actually want to go for upgrading C gear, you can go for rerolling it with less gold. And why do you want to go for upgrading it and actually rerolling it? Well, because these substats are actually percentages that will give you extra stats. Now for the attack one, this is on Japanese, but it doesn't matter because you will see this in English. Reroll this stat as attack. If I come back here in the global version, I can actually do this, right? Can I awaken this? I can actually awaken this and show you. So, I'm gonna reroll this for attack. Here, I got Pierce Rate, which is okay. Very specific characters would want this, but in general, go always for attack on this specific gear set, on the top ones, because the top gears are focused on attack, the middle gears are focused on defense, and the bottom gears are focused on HP. As you can see, this gives HP, defense, and attack. So I rolled 2.6% attack. That's actually really good, so I keep that. And then I upgrade it to the next one. Now, it's the same thing for defense. I'm gonna upgrade these gears because I was gonna do that anyways, so I might as well just do it right now. In the middle gears, you go and reroll for defense. Don't reroll for the other stats, reroll for defense. That will give you the most bang for your buck, pretty much. Alright, as soon as it's done, I can reroll for that. And the bottom one, you reroll for HP. All the other stats are not good. Like, it's very specific characters that would actually want those stats. And right now in the game, there are none of them on global. So, let me reroll for these. Blah, blah, blah. I want defense, but I'm not gonna keep going for getting a high one on this video. I'll just do that off camera, right? I'm sorry, I just did some. Okay, crit defense. I was gonna keep it rolling for defense later, but you get it, right? The resistance is fine. I'm not gonna keep rolling because I don't want to take too long. But the top one always go for attack. The middle one always go for defense, not resistance, defense, and the bottom one always go for HP. Reason for that is because those percentages really get high. If I come back here on my JP account, as you can see, on attack right here, I boosted my own attack stat by 14.4%. Now, that's just a C gear giving me, you see, in that case, giving me a 14.4% attack boost on my character. And that matters a lot because boosting percentages matters a lot. Now, why giving the SSR gear on the left side is because you give the stats, the raw stats, right? Because this SSR gear, let's say it has 625, right? It's not, okay, not a fair comparison, but this one gives 517, this one gives 239. So, I'm upgrading 14.4% of the, of this, right? The 276 or whatever, more than the other one. Oh, I'm sorry. The 517 more than the 239. Now you can upgrade both sides on Rs, but I think it's not it's not really good, because in the future you're just gonna have a lot of R gear that you're not gonna use. Like right now, I just delete like a lot of my old R and C gear that I used to have because it's just not useful anymore. If you just upgrade the right side, you'll pass by all the content that we have available right now, and then with time you upgrade the SSR in the left. But again, do not, and I repeat, do not reroll gems. It's not worth it. And then if you can't keep upgrading the SSR gear without rerolling as well, if you just get a good gear, and by that I mean a good like raw stat gear, so you don't have to reroll the gems, because even to this day on JP you can't reroll this raw stat with anything else, right? You keep that gear and you just upgrade it, and maybe in the future you just reroll for something really good right here, like, oh, I'm not gonna use it because I don't have to, but oh, I really want this to be I don't know, I need this penetration, I need this gear to be penetration for a specific character. But that's pretty much it, always go for that. Now, regarding the gear sets, why was I using like attack and defense on a Meliodas? It's just because there are only 2 sets you can really do when you want to do the these 3 stats, right? You can do attack and defense and HP and defense, because both HP and attack require 4, and defense only requires 2. That was well played, of course. When do you want to use attack and defense, and when do you want to use HP and defense? It depends on the character, right? A character like Meliodas, because I want him to do damage on his attack card, I want him to be attack and defense. But if I come here on my global account, on my JP account, I do have units with HP and defense because I want them to have a lot of HP. Let me go on my team again. Like this king, I gave him HP gear because I want him to give me HP for my overall combat class. If you don't know, your combat class is the sum of all of your stats divided by 3. So you take the biggest possible stat, which is HP, and you boost that up as much as you can, and you're gonna have a really high combat class. That's pretty much how it works if you want to get a really high combat class to give your characters a lot of HP. And that's why I went with King. Oh, let me give you HP, so I'm gonna have a really high combat class. Now, as you can see, this is again months and months of playing, and that's why like every single thing right here is very upgraded, even on the right side. But as a beginner player, again, left side is SSR gear, and right side are UC or C gear. That's what I recommend, just because of the percentage rerolling. And one day you can have really high combat class, like I do in JP. Right now on global, not doing the strongest, as you can see. This R gear was not even leveled up. But yeah, when do you want to use this? When do you want to use SR gear, by the way? Never. SR gear is pretty much trash. And why? Because SR gear also requires either gems or envos to reroll, but it gives less stats than SSR gear. So it's like, I can't even see, but SR gear, don't ever upgrade it. If you, like, let's say you don't want to upgrade like this ball, you just put the SR gear because it gives a little bit more stats, like raw wise, right? But even still, I would say upgrade the R1, reroll it for HP, and you're gonna have much better time than if you were using SR ones and rerolling the SR ones with gems or something. If you're gonna use gems to reroll something, you might as well just reroll with SSR gear. It's a pretty stupid thing that SR gear is so bad. I wish they, in the future, would change this and make SR gear actually rerollable with gold. Even SSR gear with gold or something, but especially SR gear, because it's such a waste of like a rarity. But yeah, I think I covered everything. I try to make it very fast because I think that if I really wanted to, I could make this video like 40 minutes long, but I want to back it up for the people that are very interested. But yeah, that's how you just maximize your gear. And again, just go upgrading it along the game, and just keep changing it. Every single time you use like a different team, like let's say I don't want to use Meliodas on my team, right? I want to take him off and set team. I don't want to use Meliodas on my team, I want to use Blue Bond, right? You just go on Blue Bond and take him. Oh, I already had a Bond on my team. I want to use Ellie Hawk. So I took off Bond from the team, so it doesn't matter. I take Bond's gear since it's not on the team anymore and put on her, right? Always make sure the units are always geared, because again, the gear, as I showed in the beginning of the video, is the most important thing in the game, progression-wise. So it's always good to have the best gear possible for your characters. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching.